In this video, I'm now going to talk to you about what positive externalities are and how we draw the diagram to illustrate a positive externality for your exams. You'll remember from the other video that if we have a positive externality, there's a transaction occurring, and this transaction has a positive impact on third parties outside the transaction. So as a result of the transaction, it's positive for these people outside. So it has a positive impact on third parties who are outside the transaction. So an example would be this person having the injection or inoculation against a disease. They have private benefits from this, but also people outside the transaction also experience positive benefits from this, and these are external benefits, and therefore this is generating positive externalities. And the way that you show this on the diagram, just like the negative externalities diagram, we need to label this price, costs, benefit. You don't need to write the full words, that's fine. And then quantity here. Remember that it's benefits at the bottom, and you always start inside the bubble. Marginal private benefits. The other curve is the cost curve. So this is marginal private costs. And now, because we have positive externalities, we need to have another benefit curve here. So our benefit curve, again, needs to be closer together by the y-axis. And then it goes across like this. It's above that curve. And this is your marginal social benefit. We're assuming that there are no external costs, and therefore this is equal to marginal social costs. And then, just like in the negative externalities diagram, we can fill in the equilibriums. So we know that the free market level of output will be where the marginal private cost is equal to the marginal private benefit, which is here. So here we can draw this equilibrium, and this we will call Q, and Q is the free market level of output, and this is where marginal private cost equals marginal private benefit. And then we can find out where the socially optimum level of output would be for this transaction, and in this case, for instance, people receiving inoculations against diseases. And this happens where marginal social cost is equal to marginal social benefit. So it's what's best for society. So we've put this equilibrium in here, and this equilibrium we'll call Q star. And Q star is where we want to be. This is the socially optimum level of output. And this occurs where your marginal social cost is equal to your marginal social benefit. And we can see on this diagram, this is something generating positive externalities. We don't have enough of it if there's no intervention in the market. We're only producing at Q, but we want there to be Q star quantity. Because we're not producing enough, we've got market failure. This positive externality is being generated. And we want there to be more of this being produced. To see the problem at Q, just like with negative externalities, you need to go up from Q to your other curve, so to the marginal social benefit curve. And when you come up here, again, you can put in your triangle A, B, C. And this area of A, B, C is, again, a net welfare loss. You can sometimes call this a net welfare gain. You can say either. I'm going to call it a net welfare loss. And again, it's A, B, C. And just to explain, you don't necessarily need to explain this in your exams, but it might help you understand more. The reason that we've got this net welfare loss is because for all of these units between Q and Q star, we want to produce that unit. Because for each of these units here, the marginal social benefit for society is higher than the marginal social cost. So for society, for each of these units, we're going to have more benefit than we have costs. And therefore, we want to produce all of these all the way up to Q star. And so in this case, again, we might want the government to intervene somehow so that we can increase output of this good and consumption of it from Q closer to Q star. And remember, the closer we get to Q star, the smaller the net welfare loss will be. And therefore, that will be better for society.